Childish Gambino dissed Drake too? Ah, what's going on? This man can't catch a break. By the way, hip hop is a sport. You already know what it is. Link is in the pinned comment. Go grab you a shirt. I'm sending thank you videos for the next 2 weeks. And by the way, my Eminem Death of Slim Shady reaction should be up tomorrow. So stay tuned. So I kind of made this video kind of to announce that, but at the same time, I just saw fantastic hip hop and Childish Gambino.
As of right now in the hip hop world, it seems like every time we are hearing a major player within rap release new music since the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, we are finding out even more information that has been hidden below the surface about just how hated Drake is by his peers.
This is getting spooky.
The latest rapper who has dissed Drake is none other than Childish Gambino. And
by the way, let me know if you want me to react to this Childish Gambino song too. There wasn't a lot of people who request. The only reason I haven't done it yet is because I didn't get like a massive influx of requests. So if you guys want me to react to his music videos, I rock with Childish Gambino. Let me know. But shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop. This nigga the new CNN. I ain't gonna lie. Thank you for covering this whole thing. This is very
Gambino
great.
just released his final album, Bando
He
Stone
Barbara
and the New
Walters.
World, and aimed to wrap up every single loose end of his career with this one record.
Oh,
Aside
didn't he
from all of
beef
his
with
career
Drake?
and
I
artistic
forgot.
goals on this project, one of the things he had to address
He
were
did
his
beef with
looming
Drake.
tensions with Drake, as if we
He
remember,
did.
things boiled up between these two in the summer of 2023, where in an interview, Gambino revealed that his chart-topping single, This Is America, was
was a Drake
originally
diss, I
supposed to be
remember.
a Drake diss.
Oh.
And as the hip-hop world was trying to come to terms with the fact that one of the most culturally important records of the late 2010s was originally going to be a song that was attacking Drake.
Damn.
Many people had questions about what made Gambino have this much disdain for Drake, but before we could ever get that answer, Drake
Everybody
came back
hates
out
this
and
one.
dissed Gambino publicly, as during his It's a Blur tour in 2023, one of the graphics Drake designed to have appear during his show called Gambino out as when he performed his classic 2011 song Headlines. The headline that would appear on the screens throughout the arenas he performed at was a message saying,
the
the overrated and over-awarded hit song This Is America was originally a Drake diss record. And now, while it's obviously fair that Drake should have responded to Gambino after getting
respect.
called out,
Yeah.
the fact that he said This Is America is not just overrated but over-awarded only speaks to just how out of touch he is with what the rest of hip-hop and the music world perceives as important and cutting edge. But regardless of this,
Like I say, sometimes Fantastic Hip Hop kind of jump out the window on Drake. I think he was just dissing a song that was meant to be dissing him. Childish Gambino had no reason to even let us know that this was a Drake diss, especially because it was no longer a Drake diss, apparently, to him. So if somebody makes fun of you on something, you call that shit trash. Like if you're a commenter right now and you don't like Drake, if somebody makes fun of you, right? If I make fun of you right now in the comment section and you go, well, that's what your music's trash, I can see that coming. That's why your reactions are trash. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, where did this come from? I get why he did it.
since Drake tried to tear down one of the biggest moments of Gambino's
But
career,
This
and
Was
one
America
of the most important
was a giant moment for hip hop. It was a moment.
in recent hip-hop history.
Go check out my
For the
reaction
longest
to it.
time, Gambino was silent on this situation, but now with this new record, on the track Yoshinoa, we have finally gotten the
Man, let me
long-awaited
know if I
response
should
from
react to
Gambino
this.
that addresses all of their issues and a lot more, as in this song, Gambino pretty much designed this track to be a full-on letter to Drake, where he isn't just responding to their initial back and forth, but he is digging so much deeper into the roots of the problem as a whole.
Oh, I
And while
gotta react to
Gambino
this.
never mentions Drake by name here, or even hits us with references that are so clearly disses like Kendrick Lamar did on Like That. As soon as the first verse on this track kicks in, through this subtle aggression and subliminals Gambino throws out, when you put not just his wordplay, but then also the message of the greater track together, you
Damn,
can clearly
Drake
see
had
that this is a
Drake.
swing at Drake, and at that, one that could have very significant effects on the rest of the hip-hop world. Now, the first signal we get that sets up what's about to go down are the opening lines on the first verse. I put your boy in this seat. And obviously, as Drake's nickname is of course the boy. And then with the context that Gambino is saying
I'm
that
gonna
he
need more
puts
than
the
that.
boy in the seat, which
I'm
is
gonna
not
need
just
more
his
than
way
that.
of saying that from making television to music, he is the overall superior artist. But it's also playing on the fact that Drake publicly hasn't been seen as the best dad. These bars don't just have multiple layers that are alluding to everything that's been
damn.
thrown around about Drake,
Damn.
but they are extremely well written, and as
Bro, you can't have... The problem that's going on with Drake right now is he don't just have rappers beefing with him. He has the entire culture against him. And it seems like you got some writers on your neck. Like these niggas is you. It's not just. It's different when you J. Cole and you beefing with Lil Pump and Smoke Perp, or like even like Kanye or no. But nobody thinks Kanye gonna beat fucking them in a battle. But nigga, you got Kendrick Lamar, Childish Gambino. These are some very prolific artists of the culture. And these are some of the best writers. I mean, writers. We're talking about Pulitzer Prize winning writers. We're talking about people with shows, and I'm pretty sure he's awarded, like, you can't have a nigga who wrote Atlanta on your neck. That nigga too funny. He too funny. Have you seen Atlanta? Oh, no.
Gambino says...
Y'all seen that episode where it was like the Disney, where Goofy was black, the Goofy movie? You can't have that nigga on your neck. Huh?
Got your biz in the streets. This seems to be referencing just how much of a public mess Drake's life is, which at the end of the day is all due to the way he tries to show off even the weirdest and most disturbing corners of his lifestyle to the rest of the world. Now, if this wasn't enough, the next major moment in this verse that gives away who this song is directed to is when Gambino says, "I find your house on the app. People around you ain't slat. They plotting hard when you slat." And then as Gambino continues to rap about how the person he is talking to has people in his corner that do not have his back. These are direct references to everything that went down with Drake and Kendrick Lamar, as by finding his house...
By the way, somebody sent me a message today after they purchased a Hip Hop is a Shirt t-shirt, or I think they purchased a Hip Hop is a Sport and a Not Like Us t-shirt. Go to fromthevillage.us. You can grab you one. And they sent me a message and was like, bro, thank you for all your Kendrick. Thank you for all your Drake, J. Cole, all it covering this battle, because I come to your page and it feels like sports, like ESPN. When you go to ESPN every day, when you go to First Take, when you go and you see what's going on. Bro, I am telling you as a hip hop fan, there's never been a moment like this in hip hop. I am always been an analytical person in hip hop. You can go check my page. That's the whole point. You could go check my music. That's my whole point. This is the first time I felt like the rest of the culture, like the layman, the average person, is being just as, maybe not just as, but being very critical also and breaking this down. This is the way I feel like hip hop should always be, bro. And I will keep covering this because, bro, 10 years from now, niggas gonna look back at this moment, bro. Niggas gonna come back to these videos. If you're watching this in 2034, 44, 54, salute, huh? Shout out to our alien overlords, our robot overlords, our AI. I don't know if OnlyFans has become Skynet yet, but
on the app.
Google bought OnlyFans and it became Skynet. Watch that be what happened.
He is talking about Not Like Us and its cover art, which is of course Drake's mansion. And then the rest of the lyrics here all seem to be referencing the themes Kendrick harped on in 616 in LA, and closing out this verse, Gambino delivers a very protective series of bars, where he tells the person he is rapping to that if they decide to respond to these jabs, do not bring his kids or family into things, which is another reoccurring trope at this point in rap beefs with Drake, as from Common to Kanye to Pusha T to Kendrick. We have seen Drake loves bringing people's wives and kids into things, and
I will say though, in a battle, like lyrically, like Childish Gambino is hilarious. Lyrically, I got Drake. Y'all can get mad at me if you want. I've never seen Childish Gambino in that situation. So, come on now. Stop acting like he ain't go blow for blow with Kendrick. Even though Kendrick got him, he was still in that fight. Yeah.
Now, after this initial verse, the track takes an insane turn.
And Drake will 100% respond.
That makes everything much more gritty musically. Gambino has the musical environment around him to not just spit the uncompromised truth, but to deliver one of his best verses ever, and he does that here. As beyond just him and Drake's own beef, he doesn't just put to bed some of the narratives that have followed him around for his entire career, such as that Gambino is not hip-hop because of how expansive and creative his artistry is, but beyond ripping off the labels that some people have been trying to put on his name for over a decade at this point. Gambino digs way deeper into Drake than most other rappers ever could, as at this point in Gambino's life, where he is a father who is more focused on his family than the music industry, he begins to say things like, "I was busy building the life that people don't have. Told me that money make you lonely, it ain't so bad." Which is reiterating this idea that Gambino has grown as a man. Meanwhile, Drake is still focusing on the superficial things like how much money he has, which he pretty much talks about.
Man, if Drake get married, it's gonna get dark for y'all. If Drake get married, settle down, it's gonna get dark for y'all. Y'all gonna lose a lot of your ammo against that nigga. Drake, go wipe something out, bro. Go wipe something out. These niggas keep going at you for that. Go wipe something out. Drake come back with a wife, huh? And the family pictures, it's dark for you niggas.
About on every single piece of music
it's
he
midnight
releases
for you
still.
niggas.
And now, as Childish Gambino explores more about fatherhood in this verse, he says,
shout out to all the fathers
people's
out
jokes
there.
are so dad, they haven't seen their son in a month. Which is, again, playing on this idea of Drake.
Oh, no, I gotta hear this with the beat. I gotta hear this with the beat.
As the production intensifies on this track to reflect Gambino's visceral emotions, he goes even deeper as he talks about how Drake has sold out on any bit of his integrity and that he is pretty much cosplaying a lifestyle that he hasn't just never lived, but that can also inflict pain onto others. And as Gambino spells this out, he brings things back to how this all started in 2018 when he said that This Is America was supposed to be a Drake diss, as he explains his intentions for wanting to do that, but then not letting such an important song and cultural moment become a part of a rap beef. And as Gambino references how the truth is coming to life and where once, while people were confused by his comments about Drake, now they are starting to realize that he was making sense all along. Gambino is able to respond to Drake pretty masterfully as he ties together both the personal narrative of their own feud and ties it into the larger picture of his career. And now at the emotional climax of this performance, from exaggerating...
Now, I don't know when this video is going to come out. Low-key, I might just go... I don't know when this video is coming out. So, with that Eminem album. But... I gotta react to that Gambino track.
Drake's age to make his inability to act the slightest.
I'm not even gonna look at that lyric. I don't know what he said though.
Talking about his inability to appreciate anything that does not support the low quality artistry that he is squeezing every last penny out of. As Gambino spits some of his best bars in years, while Gambino dismantles a lot of this tension around him and Drake by just speaking his uncompromised truth. As he does this, he also reveals what the bigger purpose of this song is beyond just dissing Drake. And in the grand sense of this all, I think what Gambino is really trying to tell us here, beyond just how he hates Drake, is not just more impactful, but it also explains why he waited a year to respond to Drake's disses in the first place. Now, as Gambino closes this song out and tells us how he is allergic to the drama, and because of this has become allergic to the rap game as a whole at this point in his life, from more bars about how Instagram captions are more thought out than actual lyrics, to then saying that the person who he is writing this about is an absolute creep. From start to finish, we get as much confirmation as we can that this song is about Drake, but at the same time, with the conclusion Gambino reaches, we also find out that this song is not here to diss Drake in the same way that a track such as Like That was for Kendrick Lamar. And although Gambino does say that he would not back down if Drake responded to it in that way, instead of just attacking Drake for the sheer disdain of it, Gambino is using Drake as a framing device for multiple reasons. Now, one of these is to explain why he is done with music and hip-hop, as he talks about how rotten of a state the music industry is in currently, and it's also to use Drake.
I low-key feel like the industry, especially since this battle, it switched. I low-key feel like the energy switched. I could be wrong, but it feels like the energy switched. It's really...
As a conceptual mirror
like
to the person Gambino is showing us he is throughout this album, as when he alludes to and references the public humiliation that's been on display for Drake, and goes deep into Drake's failure as not just an artist and representative of hip-hop, but most importantly as a man. Gambino is showing us a living example why if he didn't stop making music, and fell further downward into the dark parts of the industry, it would be no different than the guy he's dissing. Now, this is actually quite genius and adds a very important lens to this entire era in rap music that we are living in. Because in a world where many people, including Drake, are always making fun of other rappers he came up with for not dropping music as much as him, Gambino is telling us that the way Drake has pretty much exploited the industry, as opposed to the way he and many others have almost stepped away from it, is the reason why guys like Gambino, Kendrick Lamar, and A$AP Rocky all have families.
I swear, and it feels like those niggas are the niggas that the culture is supporting right now. That's why I said, Drake, go get you a little, wife something, man. I do, man, go back and check out, was it my Dark Hours? The last Dark Hours EP or mixtape Drake dropped. I said this months ago. I said, Drake, bro, you need to disappear. And I meant like also you need to, and when you come back, you need to grow up too. Yeah, nigga, you gotta understand the people who started listening to you from Best I Ever Had, even if you go back like 2015 and stuff, you gotta understand, gang. That was 5 years into your career. If somebody started listening to you then, if they were 11 when they started listening to you in 2014, that's 4 years in their career. Nigga, they like 21. They're like,
And Drake is still stuck in this never-ending cycle of immaturity. So if there is one takeaway from this song, it's that Gambino at this point is a man who is trying to be the best dad and husband he can be, and as he is giving this final chapter of his rap career, he is telling us that in order to grow up and not end up like the guy who is the biggest joke in music right now, he has to move on. Now, all in all, it is really brilliant how Gambino was able to close up one of the last remaining threads of his rap career in terms of this beef with Drake, and use it as a framing device for the entire album, and it's a sentiment to the calculated artistry he brings to the table that allows for him to deliver such visceral performances. And now, beyond just this song, if you want to see how genius this album is, and understand how this is a mere piece of the puzzle to what is creating a musical experience that is way more substantial and impactful than anything Drake has released in about a decade, check out the suggested video.
Oh yeah, nah. Oh nah, bro. Great video, but oh damn.